Hey everybody, how you doing? We're gonna go ahead and jump in a little early, let some people get in here, and see what you guys want to talk about. Tell you a couple of cool things we got coming up.
Is the camera still on?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, we're just looking at the. There we go. Nobody's in here yet, though, I don't think. Or nobody's saying anything. Looks like there might be a couple of people in there.
I don't know how to. Oh, yeah, you told me last time up there. The little numbers show.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see if anybody says hey.
Okay.
Wait for a few minutes. We told them we'd be jumping in at 6, so let's see what's going on. Hey, Sergio. How you doing?
Hi, Sergio. Hi. How are you? I got a lot of hair, Carl.
Mm-hmm. Sergio, are you new to the channel, or have you been part of it for a while?
Carl does all the typing. I'm not great about being able to type and see and speak at the same time. So Carl does most of the typing.
We'll give him an opportunity to chime in if he'd like.
Mm.
Looks like we got about 3 people in. Been sunrises for a while. Yeah, came into my y'all came into my algorithm a long time ago. Oh, cool. All right. Well, hopefully,
I've kind of snuck into a few people's, but thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it.
Yep. Thanks a lot. We do appreciate it. Let us know if you have any questions or comments, or things you like, things you don't like. That's kind of what this is going to be about here.
The Sharon needs to get better at filming and remembering her bag and all that good stuff. But
all the things she'll never do.
Oh, I am so bad. I sometimes I get out of the car and I'm lucky if I don't forget my keys in the car. So yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely. I have been up so early the past couple of days going to sales that I'm not completely sure even what day it is. But this weekend has been a fantastic weekend for sales and estate sales mainly, which is always surprising. But yeah, I had some great estate sales Friday and Saturday. And they were all private sales run by families, and the prices were great. I mean, I just kept buying. So now I have to go through all of it and get it listed. So Carl can put out my videos, but my next couple of videos are going to be packed full of buying and just craziness. But it's always good when that happens.
There's Otis in the background, if you guys can see him.
Yeah, Otis is tuned into. Well, he's tuned in until he falls asleep. But see, look, he'll find a comfortable spot, and that'll be it, because he'll go night.
Yeah, he doesn't like being by himself. He can't stand it. Yeah. If we pick up and go into another room, he immediately gets up and follows us. Even if he's on our bed, sleeping his most comfortable sleep he's ever had, if we get up and go into another room, he'll get up and just follow us in there. He doesn't like to be by himself. Hi, Maggie.
Hi, Maggie.
Sergio says, I resell too. A lot of the estate sales near me are company ran, and they are very expensive. Yeah. Yep. not worth to go to until they start dropping the prices. Yeah, I know.
That's my rule. That's exactly what it is. If it's run by a company, I'm not in any hurry to go the first day because it's going to be ridiculous. But I actually hit 3 large sales yesterday and today, and they were all privately run by families. And I mean, I just bought so much stuff. It's been a whirlwind of the weekend. Carl kept helping bring it up and bring it upstairs for me because I've started listing it, but I'm going to be listing for days.
Sometimes, Sergio, what we'll do in that situation is we will go on the first day and we'll just kind of scope it out and see what's going on to see if it's even worth coming back another day or two. But while we're there that first day, we tend to find things that they maybe don't think about.
Yeah.
And, like printer ink. Yeah, printer ink cartridges and maybe like some small digital cameras or something like that.
Tools.
Tools, things that they don't really think about. Especially if it's like ladies running they don't know anything about the tools in the garage.
If you see women running the sale, go and look in the garage or in the office where the computer stuff is, or like the mouses for computers, or ink, toner ink, calculators. Those type of things. Even I will go and pick up tools and stuff like that. And I don't do a lot of it. If you see my videos, I don't do a lot of it, but I know that if women are running the sale, then I need to go and look in the garage. So that's kind of a good thing to do.
Maggie says, I have found some higher dollar purses, been busy pricing things today.
Great.
Do you like eBay? Yeah.
I do. I think, and I'm a numbers person. I'm really good at math. That's kind of, I was a math tutor for a while. I like eBay. eBay gets the most foot traffic. I have found in my experience, doing Poshmark means I'm going to take less money for my items. And they're going to get lost on Poshmark. It's harder to search on Poshmark. So that is my experience. I do stay with eBay just because of the amount of foot traffic. When you type something in an eBay search bar and you put in enough keywords, it's going to take you to write what you're looking for. And that's, for me, a much easier process. Mercari, I've never even bothered trying Mercari. For a while when my store was growing, Carl had the cross listing software. So my stuff was being listed at, different platforms and different this and different that. Right. And I'm not necessarily a clothing and shoe reseller. I kind of do a lot of different things. So for me, I find eBay to be the easiest for me to use. And I feel like I get the most money from that. So
you do pay for it, though. I mean, they do hit you with the fees and everything.
Yeah, they do.
But I mean, you basically have, if you're selling globally, I mean, you got 185 million plus customers at your fingertips. So you're going to have to pay for it. But I mean, it works out.
Yeah, it does. It's.
And the cool thing about the international sales now, eBay changed their policy. So if you sell something internationally, once it goes to a hub somewhere in the United States, and then eBay repackages it and sends it on. Well, once it's gone, if something happens to it, you as a seller, you never get messed with again. It never touches you again. So if there's a problem with it or whatever, they go back through eBay and eBay takes care of it.
Yeah. So if you were ever hesitant of doing the international sales, I do recommend it. I've had nothing but a positive experience. And I've had customers in other countries leave me feedback in different languages, and it's been like really good. Like what he said, once you get it to the hub, whether if the hub is in Chicago or Illinois or on the West Coast, I've sent to 2 different hubs. Once it gets there, I don't have to do anything else. That's the end of it. It never comes back to me.
Hi, Sherry. Sherry says, hi there from England.
Hi,
Ah.
hello.
And Sergio wants to know, do you just sell on eBay or do you cross list? We used to cross list, but we don't do it anymore. We just do eBay. It's so much easier. It's one thing to track. I tried that cross listing software and I found it cumbersome, and like some of it, it'll copy some of the stuff over, but it was limited on things and you have to do other stuff with it. It wasn't worth my time for the people that are using it. It's just not worth my time.
And for the most part now, Carl does the YouTube side, but I'm pretty much the only one managing the eBay side. So I just prefer to keep it simple. I find it just easier for myself. So
we went to England a couple years ago, Sherry, and we loved it. We had so much fun.
Yep.
Drove a car on the wrong side of the road. Well, the right side for you, but the wrong side for us.
We rented a car and we went for it, and we saw quite a bit of England that way. And the only problem we had with the rental car, and I did it too, I drove too, was neither one of us could park, because when it's on the opposite side, parking was really difficult. So
yeah, it was weird. It was like it shouldn't have been, but it was. It was the funniest thing.
We never could get it in the spot. It was, and we were in an empty parking lot. We're just like, well, okay.
Yep. All right. So looks like we got a few people in here. So we have a couple of things. First off, two birthdays to celebrate. One, Sharon's birthday was 2 days ago on August 22nd. So happy belated birthday to my lovely wife. And the second birthday is today. Today's birthday is the 1 year birthday, or the 1 year anniversary of our YouTube channel.
I've been doing YouTube 1 year.
Yep.
And trust me, I'm still learning. I look at some of these people that have been doing it a long time, and I'm like, oh, I suck. Yep. But I'm getting better with it. One of these times, I'll have to get somebody who's a professional with the camera to come with me and like get all the great shots, because I'm still not great, but
So we've been doing it for a year. Hey, Jana, she said happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So, we've been doing it for a year, and it's been a learning experience. It doesn't matter what you do. Somebody's always going to complain about something.
Yeah.
So it's just like, okay, whatever. We try to like take those as learning experiences, but I think Sharon gets, her problem is she gets so excited at these sales. She forgets that she's wearing the camera and she's there for you guys too. So she's running all over the place and making you all dizzy and sick and
I'm just oblivious. Like, I'm sitting there and I'm chatting to people, and they're telling me their stories. And
so when you guys put in the comments on the video, hey, can you please stop doing that? No, she can't. She will never do it. I tried. So just get used to it. Or
I went to a sale Friday morning, and
get some motion sickness pills.
I was number 2 in line, and I can tell you, I got rushed going where I wanted to go, and it was chaotic. I had a hard time, filming. It was quick. So sometimes it goes well and sometimes it doesn't. But I just feel blessed, because all this weekend I hit incredible estate sales that were run by families, and just the amount of inventory that I got and the prices I paid. And I did, as usual, I bought myself something today, because Carl convinced me that I should buy it, and I'm really glad I did. But I bought a huge stained glass lamp. So this thing is ginormous. But I wasn't going to buy it, because I was like, it's not something I could sell. It's not something I could ship. I mean, it's so big. And he told me, we had left, and he sent me back there. He goes, you go back there and make him an offer. And I did. I went back and I made an offer, and he goes, yeah. And so Carl came right in and grabbed it, and
she can't even really put it in her antique booth because
it's humongous.
The way the shelving sits in there, it's kind of narrow shelving. It's like 12 inches wide.
I could probably show them a picture of it, couldn't I?
Maybe, if it'll show up on here.
Yeah, I think I took a picture of it.
But so that video.
So there's my stained glass lamp. Oh, good, you can see it. Yep.
Yeah, that thing is huge.
Yeah, it's the shade is the diameter of the bottom of the shade is 26 inches. It's 30 something inches tall. But yeah, that was my big purchase.
And there's a video that's going to be coming out tonight, right after midnight, like 12:15 Eastern time. So, and then that video is from Sharon's. She did a little bit of Goodwill shopping and some Friday yard sales / estate sales.
Yeah.
And then the video that we took today, we went to some more yard sales / estate sales today. I was with her today. She was on her own on Friday. I'll get that processed out, and it'll be out in the next probably
So
like 3 or
even
4
so
days
even if
after
you
that.
don't like the Goodwill stuff, fast forward because the stuff
Mhm.
after the Goodwill stuff is great.
Is really good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
So
But we wanted to use that Goodwill video just to. I mean, it wasn't enough to be by
yeah.
itself,
Yeah. So
and we did run into some copyright issues on that one, so we had to trim it down. So
yeah.
it was easier just to throw it in with the other stuff because, you guys like to look at those things and see things, and there's always things that people point out that maybe we don't know about or maybe she doesn't know about. They're like, oh, you should check those out. So
Yeah, I walked through so many sales this weekend that had like beautiful dish sets, and I just kept saying, no, I don't want to buy a huge dish set.
Janice said you have a beautiful lamp and she loves all of your videos.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I just took it down. I just like right before we came up here, I set it up because I was trying to figure out like where I'd be able to put it where it wouldn't take up like it's just big.
Hi,
But yeah.
Mary. Mary says hello.
Hi, Mary.
Yeah, that it was kind of funny this morning. Sharon's like, well, we have this sale in town, or we could go like 20 minutes away to this other sale. Which one should we go to? And I said, well, are there any other sales around town today? And we didn't have any that were advertised, like normally like on the app or whatever, or how we normally find sales. But at the other sale, the one that was 20 minutes away, there were like 3 or 4 other sales around it. I said, well, we should probably go to that one because at least then we're like able to hit those other sales right away. Boy, are we glad we did, because when we left, we finally got finished at the other ones that are about 20 minutes away, and we made it back to where we live, and we decided to go hit up that sale. It wasn't worth. It would have been a total letdown first sale of the morning. I mean, they had some cool stuff here and there, but there was a lady there. She was selling stuff, and she was like ridiculously overpriced with things. And then there was just like a lot of cheap stuff. So Sharon's birthday 2 days ago.
Yeah,
So,
I'm an August birthday. So.
And today's our anniversary of the YouTube channel. So we've been doing YouTube for 1 year.
Yeah, exactly 1 year I've been putting out videos on YouTube. I don't even know where the time went. It's just, it's just flown by. It's still shocking to me that I'm doing YouTube videos, but it's become part of my life. And I don't know if you guys, I mean, I say this all the time, but Carl does all the editing for the videos. I can barely use the camera, so Carl does all the videos, and he tries to fix my boo-boos and all of that. And
Mary said happy belated birthday.
Oh, thank you so much.
Hey, Sergio, I see you said you're a reseller as well. Do you have like a specific type of thing that you're really good at? Like for Sharon, obviously, she does a lot of like purses and clothes and things like that. I was just curious. We're just curious. So we like to hear. Some people are really good at like, maybe like vintage toys or glass or, those maybe knives or those kinds of things. So yeah, if you've got anything that you're kind of a resident expert in, yeah, just let us know in the comments.
Yeah, it's always interesting to me that people have such different knowledge bases, when they're shopping. Like I watch different people for different knowledge, that's how I learn. So like when there are like things that I don't really know about, I'll watch somebody else's channel just so I can get a little more information. I used to watch, well, I still do, but I always watch Froggy Flips because, he does pretty much all toys, but that's an area where I'm not great at. So I watch his videos so I can learn. So I guess in a way I always said to Carl, like when I was watching things, Carl's like, what are you watching? I'm like, I'm doing homework, cause I'm used to being in the classroom. So I'm like, I'm doing my homework, and I would watch shows, just to see like what other people were looking for and what they were picking up, and, those type of things. I mean, obviously I'm not, I'll never understand the Pokemon cards, or any, or Magic the Gathering. I'll never understand any of that. But
except for one card out of there,
one card,
the Black Lotus card, we
Yeah.
know is worth a lot of money. So if you ever happen to run across that thing, if that card's in the deck, you're probably going to pay off one of your vehicles.
So yeah, there are things that I don't really know about, but so I watched so that I can like learn, and I'm starting to learn more about tools, because I realize there's a lot of sales, like we were saying earlier, where they're being run by women, and they kind of really overlook the tools in the garage because they just don't know what they do or what they are. So that's something that I've got to learn more about too, because I don't want to pass up those types of. I mean, Carl came out one time with these little tool cases, and they were military tool cases, and they
Tool
were tool bags, and they were brand new. No one would have ever have known that. I think he paid $5 a piece for them, and they both sold immediately. I wouldn't have known what those were. I wouldn't have recognized them. But that, like I said, there's so many things that, I pass up that because I just don't have the knowledge about. So I do think tools is an area where I'm going to work more on, understanding this and that.
Yeah, I was in the Navy for 22 years,
Yeah.
and those tool bags were ones that it was just a government issue, little green canvas tool bag, and they're the coolest little bags to tote around, doing jobs and stuff on. And this guy had some in his garage. He had a couple of them, probably from a surplus store or something like that. They were brand new, still in the plastic, still had the numbers on them and everything. And I got them for $5, and they sold probably within a day. I think we sold them for like 30 or 40 bucks, maybe 50 bucks each. So just weird little stuff like that. But if you are out and if you're looking in a sale, good tools to get. If you're not really sure, Craftsman are always good tools. If they say like forged in the USA or whatever, the Craftsman ones are good. You can get Snap-on tools. That's usually if somebody that's a mechanic or something like that, they have really good tools. Snap-on tools. And Mac tools are expensive tools. So if you ever come across any of those and the prices are decent, they probably will sell pretty good.
Yeah. So he's, like he said, just like I said, the things that you walk by, obviously that garage is not usually the first place that I stop, but I do make an effort to go into the garage. And I guess you'll see in the video that's coming out in the early morning, when I go into the garage, I stopped and I looked at all the tools, because I know the girls really didn't spend any time out there. So, but I didn't grab anything. Like I said, especially if they're pieces where I don't have to test them out, there's no electrical with them, those are the type of things that I'm starting to want to pick up.
Yep.
But more so, I was just excited because we've been doing YouTube for 1 year. So that was just kind of a really cool thing. I didn't even realize that till he came in and told me. It's, like I said, I'm oblivious to some of the side things going on. He handles the YouTube side, and I more or less handle the eBay side. So. Oh,
and just so you guys know, the video that's coming out tomorrow, I've been kind of just like doing some raw video. I'm not doing the pop-ups. So if that's going to bother you or whatever, just let Sharon know in the comments. The only reason why I'm doing that, I just kind of I started a new job recently, and it's further away than I have to drive. So, but I'm so busy driving back and forth, and this job is just, it's a lot of work. So, when I finally get home and get to start working on some of these videos, it's like I'm just trying to get through them as fast as I can. So, good night, Sherry. She says, sorry to leave. It's 11:20 p.m. here, and I'm off to sleep. Good night.
Good night.
And then Mary said, happy 1 year YouTube anniversary. Thanks, Mary.
Oh, thank you.
So, anyways, I've been just kind of throwing the videos out there together as best I can, putting them together and trying to make them the longer ones. You guys seem to like the longer videos. And then, yeah, so Sharon tries to recap as much as she can in there. And then if you're curious about, what things are selling or whatever like that, you can always jump over to the eBay store. And that's always linked in the description of the
and the flipper channel too. The flipper channel is not for everybody, but if you're a reseller and you're interested in how I ship and what sells and what I sold it for, then the flipper channel is going to be something, that it's not fun like going to the sales, but if you're doing this, it's more informative about the money side of the business, like how much I pay in fees and those type of things. And some people really need that information as they're getting started, just to figure out like where they need to be and this and that. Because I've kind of got that part of it down to a science. Like I know what's going to make me money. I know where I have to price it at. And so yeah, that part I'm feeling pretty good about.
The cool thing about the flipper channel is you get to see all the numbers exactly how we see them in eBay.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to see like, some of them like, I can't believe you sold that and you only made like $3 on it. Well, $3 is $3 in my opinion.
Yeah.
So but again, some of those things are maybe like older items that we maybe when we first started doing this, they've been around for a while, and maybe we just, we thought we were buying it at a good price, but we really weren't, or we thought it was going to sell faster and it didn't.
As an eBay, store, not every item you sell is going to be $100 item. I can tell you that I might sell $10 items just as easily as $100 item. And they add up very, very quickly. So, even if you're only making $5, $6, $7, $8, it adds up quick. It really, really does. So, especially if it's an easy ship. There's nothing better than something that's so easy to ship. Even if I only made $7 on it, I'm like, if I'm sticking it in a bubble mailer.
And somebody, we get people that buy 2 or 3 things from us at the same time. So it all ends up going in one box. So we save money on shipping there because we do have the quote unquote free shipping, but most of the shipping costs are factored in. So Mary says, I'm like you, Sharon. I watch other people's videos to learn resale tricks and ideas. That's how I found you guys. I flip a lot of the same things as you, Sharon. So you've taught me a lot. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. Like I said, there's room for everybody. eBay is humongous. I do well on eBay. I'm perfectly content. My averages are usually very close to the same. So, that's because I've kept up with it, and, I keep up with my listing amounts. I list quite a bit. So, keeping up with that, and my numbers my numbers have stayed very much the same for quite a while. The fourth quarter, they will get larger during the fourth quarter, but even in the slow periods, my numbers are staying like right at the same. I'm doing well with it. So, I'm happy. I'm happy about that. It's not, being able to choose my time and use my time the way that I would like to use my time is nice. I'm home when I need to be home. I can go out when I need to go out, and, I just have to be consistent with my listing, and then my eBay store will kind of drive itself.
So one of the things that we're going to be running into here in the next couple of months is, as it gets colder here, the yard sales are going to taper off considerably.
Mm-hmm.
So then Sharon's basically videoing is going to be restricted back to estate sales, Goodwill, Checked. We have a thrift store here called Checked, CHKD. That's the Children's Hospital of the King's Daughters.
Mm-hmm.
She has a couple other little places where she can go and thrift too. So, those are not ideal places for us, and they're certainly not ideal for some of the video, but it is what it is. It gets us through to next year for till the yard sale season starts up again. So that's going to be, a little bit of a challenge, but just how it goes.
Yeah, and we probably will have we'll probably have one more yard sale ourselves this year. I don't know. It depends if it works in. Whenever my piles start getting to be too big, then I'm always thinking, okay, it's time to.
Jill says hi. Hi, Jill. Thanks for joining us. Let us know if you have any questions.
It's nice. It's a nice Saturday night. I told Carl, let's do it on Sunday night. And Carl's like, Sharon, you're going to be too tired. I was like, well, okay. So
yeah, and me too. So yeah, we just want to get this out because we also wanted to let you guys know that there's a video coming out tonight. So, it kind of gives you a heads up that there will be a new video out tomorrow.
And I am going to go back. The sale that I went to first thing this morning, I got such good stuff that I'm actually going to go back again tomorrow.
That's where she got the lamp.
There was, where I got the lamp. There was so much there, and I barely tipped the scale just because
Oh, tell them about that figurine that you got there.
Oh, I picked up a figurine. It's got watchers on it. It is David Freeland. It's a silver and turquoise Cucina figure, which is just a little figure. It's about 6 inches tall. And I was looking up some of his stuff, and it goes for really big money.
So it's a Native American theme.
Yeah, it's a Native. Oh, I can probably show the picture.
This thing was ridiculously.
It was a surprise. I bought it because I liked it. Yeah, I literally bought it because I liked it. There it is. Okay, here, I'll show you guys a picture of it. And that's what it looks like. It's just a little figurine, and it's real silver, and it's real turquoise, and it's signed on the bottom. And I listed it and I don't normally do auctions, but because I had seen some of them go for over $1,000, I actually listed mine starting bid of $599.
How much?
$599.
Wow.
Yeah,
and I don't think we paid more than $10 for that thing.
Yeah, I don't think we did either, because we got a huge lot of stuff. But,
yeah, so that's another thing too. Like when we buy stuff at sales and there's so much stuff, and we, if we spent like $150, we just try to maybe average it out, unless if something is just kind of stick out as, oh, this is exactly what we paid for.
Yeah, no.
Because like today, it was all ran by the family, and they wanted stuff gone, so it was everything is negotiable. So we put it in a pile. We came up with a number. She countered us. We met in the middle of that number. So it's just going to be, we don't really remember exactly what we paid for things. We just try to figure it out and kind of put an average.
Yeah. Well, basically for the items that went to eBay, I spent $120. And then I bought my lamp, and my lamp, I didn't count in that because, obviously it's personal. That was mine. So,
Jill says, I check out your new listings on eBay every day. Enjoy watching your channel.
Oh, thank you.
I think there's a way too. Like if you go into eBay, there's a way that you can, if you follow the seller, then you can get notified when they put stuff out. But it's not daily. I think it's like once a week you get a notification that one of your favorite sellers has posted a bunch of things. So you can do that too.
Yeah.
But if you're interested in what she's selling because you want to buy it, I would look every day because she lists stuff every day.
Yeah.
And sometimes we don't video. Sometimes we might find things and we don't have the camera with us or whatever. We might just pop in somewhere on our way somewhere. And then she's like, oh my God, look what I found. And then, she gets it up on eBay and it sells so fast.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. So if you guys got any questions for us, just throw it out there.
Yeah.
Again, for the guys that are just joining in, Sharon's birthday was 2 days ago, and today is our 1 year YouTube anniversary.
Yeah, normally I have to list my stuff quick because Carl needs it for videos and this and that. So usually I'm pretty quick about getting my things listed, but I bought so much over the past couple of days. It's going to take me several days. It's like when we went to Pennsylvania, it's going to take me several days to get everything in, because once I once I list about 15 items, then I kind of start to think, okay, you know what? I'm going to wait and do some more tomorrow, because 15 items, depending on how much research I have to do, but 15 items could take me 4 hours to list. I
Yeah.
mean, it can, depending on, what it is or how much research I need to do.
Even if she's going to put something in her antique booth, she still has to do the research on it, kind of figure out where it's going to be at. Because and then that's a whole nother process by itself, because then she has to price it. She has to tag it with the tags that they provide. And then she has to, tote it across town. It's about 5-6 miles from here is where
Yeah, I'm going to go over there
antique
tomorrow
mall
and
is. Yeah.
and drop off some more Halloween stuff, because I've been putting the Halloween in. But yeah, I'm going to run over there tomorrow and drop more stuff off in the booth, because my piles are getting pretty big in the corner of my listing room, and that's where I put the booth stuff. So I'll have to go through and grab some of that so I can move it over to the antique mall, because for the antique mall is a lot like eBay. For the rest of the year, my sales really pick up at the antique mall. So when I hit September, October, November, and December, those are my busiest months at the antique mall too. So I have to keep stuff pushed into that also, because it's basically just
And she's just getting so much stuff. Like, I had to add an extra set of shelving over in the storage unit. So, and then we have stuff here in our upstairs loft area.
I'm hitting I just looked at, I'm hitting close to 1,600 items in my eBay store. I've never had that many items in my eBay store. So I'm just going to keep pushing them in. Obviously space, when you start to get that many items, it takes up quite a bit of space, but I'm just going to keep moving it in, because I learned last year that, stuff sells during that fourth quarter. So yeah. I just need to keep moving it in there.
She'll probably go down to about 1,100 items by the time quarter 4 is over. That's how much will get sold. So. Yeah, just depends.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Depends on how much extra income some people have, and if they're shopping online for somebody else. Sometimes it's maybe they're going to find something for a friend of theirs, and it's okay because their friend doesn't mind if it's not a brand new item. They don't care. So as long as it's a nice quality item.
And my mom is hilarious. My mom will be like, "Oh, I like that," which is code word for send it to me.
Yes, don't list that. I would like that. So
there are things that come into the house that go right in a box off to my mom. Mm-hmm. So yeah, my mom loves the eBay store. So yeah, and I know she keeps an eye on it. So.
Yeah. Because Sharon always tells her too, if she gets something, she's like, I think my mom will like this. And then sure enough, 2 days later it's in the mail.
Yeah. We did. I've sent her huge boxes of clothes, huge boxes of purses. She likes certain things. So it's pretty easy to do that. She loves getting those boxes. I don't think there's anything better, she says, than getting one of those big boxes, and she gets to go through everything. So
well, and that's where Sharon has developed her taste for things from her mom. Tell them the story about that.
Well, my mom is really good at sewing. So it's I guess you wouldn't find that odd that I enjoy sewing and those type of things, textiles and this and that. So, when I was young, my mom, a really good seamstress. She's made wedding dresses. My mom is really good. We would go to high-end stores where we lived in California, and we would go to the stores just because my mom wanted to see like the fabrics they used and the pieces of, linens and those type of things. She was really, really interested in that stuff. So we would go to these really nice stores and my mom would want nothing more than to touch the fabric and see, what they used. And that was, definitely one of my things, going to stores and seeing the fabrics, and also going to the sewing stores and going through all the patterns my mom would say, "Oh, I want that," and then she'd send me over to the pattern drawers to pull the Butterick or the McCalls or whatever pattern it was for her. So those were all normal things for me growing up, which is, I guess, kind of why I have a love for that stuff. And my sister will tell you, my sister has none of it. My sister's like, yeah, I don't. She has no interest in any of it. So like I said, I was just part of my childhood. So I do. Whenever you see me grabbing my needle points and those type of things, that all came from family. So
and you just get a kind of feel for it too. You just kind of know when something's good quality.
Yeah.
Like that one sale that was just out there was that we went to. I think it was the last video that was out. We got a German cuckoo clock.
Oh, I know. We have to put that on the wall. We haven't done that yet.
Yeah, people have asked us if we'll put it up and show it. So
yeah, that will never go to the eBay store.
That thing was
very
large, so intricate and so well done. So it's just like one of those things where you just kind of once you see it and once you feel it and touch it, you're like, man, that's just amazing.
Yeah.
So just the craftsmanship that went into that. So
it was a German Black Forest cuckoo clock. Yeah.
Maggie says she has to drive 25 miles to her booth. Yes, it's a hassle.
Oh, that would be, if I had to drive that far. Yeah, I could see I probably wouldn't do it very often, but it's not that far for me. And when I started at the antique booth, and I mean, I've had my booth, maybe 4 years now. Yeah. I mean, it was, yeah, it's been a while. So, I've had my antique booth about 4 years. And, when I started over there, I was the youngest one there, and they just looked at me like I was crazy. But I was like, yep, this is what I want to do. And this is, what my booth is going to look like. And, 4 years later, it's still, it's fun. It's fun to go over there and organize it and put in new stuff. I still enjoy that.
The booth has a different it's got a different perspective now, though, because now that Sharon's doing all this eBay selling, when we're out yard sailing or estate sailing or whatever, she gets to okay, this is not practical to sell on eBay, but now I can put it in my booth. So there's certain things that can go in there. Some things won't, but Maggie says, does eBay offer shipping supplies? They do, but I think you have to pay for them. But I think if you have a store,
they're discounted.
You get like a $50 credit every quarter or something like that towards shipping supplies. But they do. They're not going to give them to you for free. But we get some of their bubble mailers because we get every quarter we get to use a little coupon or something like that.
Yeah, when I get the coupons or the money off, then
so we have to order them anyways, so we might as well just get them with a coupon.
I only use their bubble mailer stuff, like boxes and stuff. We have a really good shipping supply place that I was using when I had my store, and we'll just continue to use them because the prices are really good, and they literally deliver all of my boxes and all of my supplies directly to my storage unit. They meet me at the storage unit. So
there's something that you guys can do. If you go to every town has one of those, maybe not, don't go to the UPS store, but like if you have like one of those mom and pop pack and ship places, go there and see what they sell. They sell boxes and peanuts and bubble wrap and all that stuff. Ask them where they get their stuff from, because if it's a local distributor and you have maybe like a business license to run your stuff, or maybe not, maybe you don't even need it. You have to ask. So get a hold of that distributor and find out what their requirements are. So that's what we did. We went to our store to get something and they didn't have it, but the lady goes, "Oh, well, here's their business card. Just call them. And because we're not going to get a shipment in for a day or two, maybe they can hook you up." We didn't even think about it. So sure enough, we called them up, and I think initially the requirements were that you had to have like a brick and mortar store. But since Sharon doesn't have her ceramics business anymore, we asked them if that was going to be a problem, and they're like, "Nope."
Yeah, we've been with them,
and they deliver it. They deliver it right to our storage unit. So we just get the stuff and throw it in the storage unit, and then we go back and get it as we need it. So that's a good way to.
And their delivery fee for my supplies is only $10. It doesn't matter how much I buy.
Yep.
Delivery is only $10, and they deliver on Tuesdays and Thursdays in this area. So I mean, it's the easiest thing. So and they call me before they go to the storage unit. They call me like 30 minutes before and are like, okay, we're heading to the storage unit. And then I just meet them there.
Yeah. So what they do is they have enough customers in the area, and Tuesdays and Thursdays are our area that they service, so that everybody gets charged a flat $10 fee to cover their gas and maybe whatever, I'm sure they have it averaged out for the maintenance on their vehicle and stuff like that. But a big panel van truck pulls up and the guy throws the boxes out on the drop gate and the bags of peanuts that we get. One of the things I don't like about it is that you have to have a minimum of like a $200 order, but that's really not.
It's not. If you're running an eBay store, it's not hard to do.
It's not unrealistic for us. So we usually get one shipment of shipping supplies from them per month. So it averages about every 30 to 35 days, is somewhere around there. And the box. I think our box cost, even when you add in the shipping and everything like that, depending on how because the boxes usually come in bundles of like 25 or 50. And, our common size boxes, like a 12-12-6 or a 12-6-6, 10-10-5, those are common box sizes for us. But I think it works out across the board to like $1.08 per box. And I think it's like $2.25 per cubic foot of like packing peanuts. You're not going to get that if you go to Staples or if you go to like Home Depot or Lowe's, Walmart, and you buy boxes and stuff. You're going to pay $2 or $3 for a box. So it does help out in the long run, especially when you're like offering, like we do, quote unquote, free shipping. But the shipping prices are kind of factored in. We average it out across the board. But yeah, it's just another way to save a little bit of money. We don't, we take pride in what we ship. I'm not going to go dumpster diving and find old cardboard boxes. And I've seen some of these resellers that, they'll pack stuff in a bubble mailer just to save like $1. And it's ridiculous. I was watching one of those resellers, and when they did that, I was just like, I'm never watching this person again. That just was ridiculous. If I was a customer and I got that in the mail, I'd have been mad. I'd have been like, no, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. The customer actually asked them not to put it in a bubble mailer, sent them a note, and they still put it in a bubble mailer and said that on their YouTube channel. And I thought, I'm not okay with that.
Yeah. Just so we could save like $1. I'm like, wow, that's just ridiculous.
No.
Take pride in what you do. If somebody's going to spend their hard-earned money on things that you're purchasing, and you have to just make sure that they get it and it's in good condition. You got to take care of it because you never know what's going to happen once the box jockeys get it. UPS, USPS, they don't care. It's not theirs. So, they're just going to kick it down the street and throw it on your porch. Not everybody, but some of them are like that. We've seen it. Yeah. So,
as your store grows too, you'll have a lot of return customers. I mean, I have a lot of people that are return customers because I do sell a lot of breakables. I sell a lot of vintage, a lot of holiday stuff, and they're return customers because they want their item in one piece and they don't want it, broken. So
Maggie says, how often do you ship out? Every day.
I ship every day, even today. I will do my shipping. Obviously, I will do my shipping tomorrow. I have a schedule set up. So, but it won't go out till Monday. But basically here at the house, if it's UPS, I have to take it to the postal place in town. But if it's just regular USPS, my postal guys that come to my house, they're awesome. I just have a note in my mailbox that tells them I have packages, and they come up on the front doorstep and they grab them. I put the packages out. So basically, I know that if I want to ship, I've got to get my packages out before 3 o'clock in the afternoon, because they usually come after 3. And then, if I'm going to be gone all day, I don't put packages out unless I'm home. But yeah, they come and pick up all my packages. And
So if you're in good
6 days a week.
Yeah, if you have if you live in a neighborhood where the postal guy comes to your house every day and you know him, or at least wave to him or whatever, or in good standing with them, they'll pick it up. But you can go on. I think you can go to the USPS website,
Yeah.
and I think you can even link it out through eBay, and you can schedule a pickup. And you just have to tell them what you have, where you're going to leave it, how many boxes you have, what type of shipping is it? Is it ground advantage? Is it what are the other ones? First class or whatever the different levels are. So then you can schedule it that way. But like our postal guy, he doesn't care, because sometimes like we tried to do that and it wouldn't let us schedule it because their website was down or whatever. He's like, don't even bother with that thing. Just put them on the porch and leave me a note in your mailbox and I'll come and get them. And he does every time. So, and we actually have two postal guys that run our routes.
Well, there's 3 of them.
Three of them.
We got actually 3.
But they all 3 take care of us. So
yeah. 2 of them were the postal guys also when I had my shop in town. So so they spent enough time.
Hey, Jerry. She says, sorry I'm late, but glad I caught you on still.
How's my country girl? Hi, Jerry.
And Mary says, I agree. I only use new packaging. I'm only selling on Poshmark, and I get free boxes from USPS, and they deliver it. Yes. So a note on that. The USPS boxes, I think, are the priority mail boxes.
Yeah.
So you do have to pay, but I think Poshmark has an agreement with the USPS, so it's like a flat $7 or something like that per box. So
it would cost me more to use those boxes on eBay.
So be careful if you're getting USPS boxes. You got to be very careful. You can't cut them up or use them for filler or anything like that, because if they find out about it, they'll give you crap, or I don't know what they could do. I mean, it's the government. I mean, who knows? They'll probably lock you up forever over a postal box. But you have to be careful with that. You can't use them for other than what they're set to use for. So if it's a priority mailbox, it has to have a priority mail label. So you can't ship ground advantage in a priority mailbox. And don't get the bright idea that you're going to turn the box inside out, because it says priority mail on the inside too. So there you go. Jerry says, hey guys, doing great. Thank you so much for asking. How are you both? We're good. And since you just tuned in, well, 2 days ago was Sharon's birthday on the 22nd. So, and then today is our actual 1-year anniversary for being on YouTube.
I've been a YouTube content creator for 1 year.
1 whole year.
And I still don't know what I'm doing.
So, yep. But yeah, back to Mary. So you can get USPS boxes shipped right to your house. Don't cost you a thing. No charge for them. But you got to use them accordingly. You can't do any underhanded stuff. Yes, Poshmark does supply the custom prepaid labels, right? But they have, like I said, they have an agreement worked out with the USPS where it's a certain weight. Yeah, I think it's like a flat fee of $7, and then I think Poshmark does. That's Whatnot that does the lower rates for anything else that they purchase on the same ticket.
Up to a certain weight, it's this amount on Poshmark. After that, it's this amount on Poshmark.
Yeah, that's right.
It's still a really good rate, though. I mean, Poshmark did work out a really good rate. But I do sell a lot of things that are in bigger boxes that are heavier. So I know they would cost me more. So I've never compared it that way.
Show them that thing that I just sold that's going to Kansas.
Oh yeah. Okay. So
I won't show anybody's details, but
yeah, I won't.
Jerry says, happy belated birthday, Sharon, and happy YouTube anniversary. Oh, you know what you're doing. I just love you both, my faves. Oh, thanks, Jerry.
Well, thank you.
That's awesome.
So if you guys remember, I picked up this large, cruel United States map. It's very large, like 30 by 20. And I knew that I had to be careful because when I listed it, there's always a possibility because of the oversized box. It was probably gonna, with my luck, it was gonna go to the West Coast. So I kind of really had to make sure that, since I had to do the free shipping, I had to make sure and list it for a high enough dollar amount to cover the fact if it's going to go to the West Coast. And I got lucky. It didn't. It's just going to the Midwest. But a box that size, you're not going to use the post office, because the minute you get to a box that size, you have to go over to UPS.
Or FedEx if you have a FedEx account. But we don't. We never tried FedEx, but some of the FedEx stuff that we've received is just like, they really don't care. UPS kind of cares, but FedEx from our opinion.
I've just had better luck. I've had better luck with UPS, and I feel more comfortable. And I'm nothing negative against FedEx, but I've had better luck with UPS, so I'm just going to stick with UPS.
Yeah, it kind of goes back to the same thing that we were talking about before. Do we cross list, or no? We only stick with eBay because it works for us, and I'm not trying to change up a bunch of different things or anything like that. But yeah, Jerry said she remembers when you bought that big map. So I think Sharon paid $5 for it. It's huge, and the lady bought it for $200. So we figured it probably cost about between $30 and $40 to ship.
It's going to cost me between $30 and $40 to ship, and I had to be sure that I charged enough to cover.
Yeah, it'll go in
the shipping.
It'll go in a big like a picture box, like you would buy at.
Yeah, you can buy picture. It doesn't have to be a TV box, which would work also. But just to let you know, you can buy artwork boxes. I think Lowe's sells them. So you can buy boxes that would fit artwork to mail it. I mean, obviously, with it being crewel, it's fabric. There's no glass.
Well, there's not?
No.
Oh, I thought there was.
So there's no glass on it. So I really don't have to worry. I mean, I'm still going to put some bubble wrap around it, but I don't really have to worry about this piece breaking as long as I, pad it a little and put my fragile stickers on it.
Well, we'll pad it, but we're also going to put extra cardboard around it, because if something bangs into it and punctures it or whatever, we don't want it puncturing that nice fabric.
Yeah. So
somebody spent a lot of hours making that thing, and we hate to see it, arrive wrecked because somebody just doesn't care about their job enough to just handle it with a little bit of care.
And I did try to keep it, and Carl said, "Do you really need more?" That's not how he sounds, but I did try to keep it.
No, she doesn't need more. She's got plenty.
So yeah.
Show Jerry the lamp you bought today.
Oh, and also too, I picked up more needlepoint crewel stuff yesterday too. That will be heading out the door. But yeah, this is the lamp I bought myself this morning. Oops, sorry, at an estate sale. So in case Jerry didn't get to see it, it's humongous.
It's 31 inches tall.
And the
diameter of the lampshade right there, 26 inches.
Yeah.
It's gigantic.
I've never bought a stained glass lamp that big, and I was kind of hesitant, but Carl told me I needed to go back and buy it. So
because we left the sale, and then Sharon was having buyer's or non-buyer's remorse, if you will. Oh, I should have got that. When I always tell her, just buy it when you're there. Don't mess around, run the risk. Actually, there were two lamps there, one big and one smaller one. And then by the time we got back, the smaller one was sold.
Mm-hmm.
But this one here, it had a price tag of $300 on it. And the guy goes, I'll take 150, I'll take half. And so we're like, okay. So, and then
it's
Sharon's
okay
like,
when I'm buying it for myself.
Yeah. Well, she's like, well, there's no way I can sell this thing. And she can't put it in her antique booth because it won't fit. I was like, just keep it, And then if you decide you want to sell it later on down the road, just throw it on Marketplace or something. Yeah, she's keeping it.
Oh no, I already said it. Yeah, I set it up already.
Jerry wanted to know, are you keeping it? She said,
Yep.
She said, that's an awesome price. Yeah, Sharon looked them up online. Like if you buy a new, like basically you can get similar ones that are probably like reproductions.
The same size.
Same styles. And they run between $700 and $1,000. So, to find one like an old school one like that, it's this place that we were at was clearly an older person's home, but they had so much cool stuff. It was
They were collectors of a lot of different,
yeah, they had just like
yeah,
wooden boxes and really
lots of
cool,
vintage glass, Yadro.
yeah, cool like jewelry storage cases and
Mhm.
like like a jewelry box like that has the little drawers and stuff in it. They had some nice pieces of furniture. There was a big grandfather clock right when we came in. Just a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
So they'd been having that stuff for over probably a half a century at least.
They had I was telling Carl, he didn't know this because he didn't go up there, but so they had, this house was laid out really strangely. They had this set of stairs that went, it was about 5 or 6 stairs that went up to this like higher level. It was like a little family room. And then the woman said, well, didn't you go up, didn't you go all the way up the stairs? And I'm like, all the way up the stairs. She goes, yeah. So there's another set of stairs going up when you're in that room, which is off the kitchen. And I'm walking up the stairs and there was somebody in the room and the guy says, watch your head when you're walking up the stairs. I said, I'm not even fitting 5'3" now. I walked right into the room. I didn't have to duck and they're like looking at me. But at the bottom of the stairs where it went into that room, they had a big pull down door. So they could actually block off this other attic room with this pull down door. I thought it was just this incredible thing. Like they could have had like a secret room up there and no one would have ever known that it was like another, and it was humongous up there. And that's what I was surprised. It pretty much spanned the whole top of the house. So that was kind of neat to see that. But Carl's like, yeah, I was like, didn't you go up there? He goes, I didn't know it was up there. So
no, I haven't go up there.
Yeah, I did.
I was busy running around finding other things.
One of these days, I'm just going to get lost in one of these places, because here on the East Coast where we live, you will see a lot of houses that have attics and basements, and there's some strange, especially in some of these houses, some strange layouts, and I'm always surprised, when you go into these houses that, like there's like these areas that you would never, by looking at the house, you wouldn't know they were there. And
we actually went into a house that had a hidden stairway with a bookcase.
Yeah, but you had to open the bookcase to go up the stairs.
It was cool.
Yeah,
it was a guy that owned it. I think he was like a retired police officer. He was a judge. That's what he was. He was a retired judge.
Mm-hmm.
But he had this like little room up at the top of this attic. He had all of his like cool law books and stuff up there.
He had his gun safes and
all that crazy stuff was at the top.
Yeah,
and you'd have never known it was there unless the lady she pointed it out because it was her dad.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, go check out the secret room. So yeah, we went there. It was cool. Jerry says, I love the attics and basements. That's so cool that you find places like that. Yeah, they are neat.
Yeah, it's definitely new to me. Like when I go to houses now and you'll see me in videos, I'll be like, is there an attic or a basement? Because, a lot of times they like, oh yeah. You just like, it's something that's become common. It's common here. So like in our house, okay, so in our house, we don't have an attic, but we have a basement because we're on a hill. But what we have that people don't know about is because our house is built on a hill, we have a door on one side of our house, and there's an underground space under our house that you can completely walk from one end of the house to the other.
Crawl space.
So we have all storage shelves down there with like all our tubs of Christmas stuff, and you would never know, but you can completely, like, we have a finished basement, but we also have a whole nother storage space that you enter from outside the house.
Well, it's a finished basement, but it's only finished at one end of the house, so it's like 400 square feet. But then underneath the house, it's actually framed out underneath there to support a whole nother set of rooms. But that was kind of like it was kind of like an option, I guess, when they built this house, because the house does sit on such a sloped property. But when we first bought the house, the only way to get underneath there was through this metal door, like that just popped off, and you had to crawl underneath it and get underneath there. Well, the guy that did our home inspection was like, you can stand up underneath your house. No. So he's like, yeah. So Sharon went and looked underneath there with him, and she came out and she's like, yeah, sure enough, you could totally stand up underneath here.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, well, you know what? I'm not going to crawl through that hole. I'm going to have somebody put a door in on the other side of the house. So then we can just pop it open and we can use it for storage.
Mm-hmm.
And it works good. We put like all of our outside Christmas decorations and stuff like that underneath there, and all spare, and any type of spare things that we don't want underneath
And
our feet.
there's another room. There's another room here too on the back of our house that is a storage room. That it,
It was
like
actually a sump pump,
yeah,
but it wasn't even hooked up. So I don't even know why. I guess it probably was like a building requirement to have it back in the day, but it's not even hooked up. It's not even wired in, as far as I can tell. It doesn't go anywhere, but it's there.
Yeah, so
we just use it as like a place to store like yard tools and rakes and shovels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
In our attic, we technically do have an attic because that's where our heating, air conditioning blower unit is for the whole house. But it's not like you have to go up through an access point in the ceiling, but you couldn't get up in there and walk around. It's not finished or any like that.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm getting tired.
Yeah.
I think we're hitting about that time, but thank you everyone, for supporting my 1 year on YouTube. I really, really do appreciate that. This is just such a fun experience for me. And, I feel like I'm getting to know some of you through the channel. And I'm just enjoying all that. So thank you so much. And I hope everybody has a good night and gets to relax a little bit on Sunday. And we'll see y'all soon. And there will be a video coming out tomorrow,
after midnight,
tomorrow morning.
Yeah. So like 12:15. I scheduled the videos to come out at like 12:15. So, and it's going to be a good one. It's the one that Sharon went to the aggressive estate sale on Friday. She didn't get a lot of that on film, but she called me up. She's like, oh my God, these girls were reaching all over the top of me. And
if you would have gotten to see the pictures, I was number 2 in line. And when you first watched the first part of that video, those tables were covered. And by the time, I was the first one over there, and I can tell you they swooped in, and I was trying to move stuff. I was trying to move to the side and keep stuff under my arms. It was crazy, but yeah. So enjoy it. Like I said, it's is that the one where the Goodwill shows first on it?
Yeah, that one does have a little bit of Goodwill.
Just fast forward through the Goodwill. The good stuff is coming after the Goodwill.
Everybody hates the Goodwill videos. Yeah. Oh, the music's too loud. Oh, blah, 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 whatever. If you don't like it, just
make sure you fast forward it.
But keep in mind, when the yard sale season's over here, that's all you're going to be getting for a while until the next yard sale season. So, just try to deal with it as best you can, and let us know in the comments what you think about things. And we will see you all later.
Bye.
Bye.